Friends and learners, welcome to another video lecture on the topic Managing Interactivity in Technology Enabled Communication. Technologies are in a big way used in the teaching learning processes. So, if you are using a technology in the classroom, say for example, a LCD projector, a computer, some application softwares, or if it is a LMS like Moodle or Google Classroom, or if you are giving a lecture through conferencing tools such as Google Meet, Zoom, or any such tools, then how we will manage the classroom, technology enabled communication classrooms, and how as a teacher we will manage such classrooms, especially the interactivity among the students. Otherwise, if it is a online lecture like say for example if it is through Google Meet, we will be giving lecture on the other side. We are not sure whether the students are listening to the lecture or not. So we need to be very careful. We need to plan in advance. We need to take care of some points when we are engaging in such interactive communications with the help of technologies. So this is going to be the discussion of today's lecture. When we talk about management of classroom activities, I would like to start with classroom management. One of the definitions, a way of organizing the physical setting of the classroom, students, resources, and the equipment so that effective and successful learning can take place. Successful teaching and learning can take place. This is a way of organizing the various resources, students, and other facilities so that the teaching will be very effective and learning will be very meaningful. Students will learn something. So then if you're talking about technology enabled classroom, there can have number of technological devices in the classroom. Say for example, if you are giving an online lecture using Google Meet, as a teacher we should have the digital devices for that. We need to have that particular software. The same should be available with the student side also. Resources, we need to manage first of all such resources, technological resources. Then we have to take care of the software part. Then we need to know how to operate things, how to organize a lecture online. Because if the students keep on talking at the other end, at least we should know how to mute the students who are there in the online class. This is one of the simplest example. So there are various things we need to consider in a technology enabled communication. I had just given a small example. So we should be able to manage all the resources which are there in the classroom. Now, if you are talking about classroom management, the related factors includes managing the students. Then there are factors which are related to teachers, the school environment also, the different infrastructural facilities which are available in the classroom organization. So in broad, we can say our management are related to students, teachers, and the school environment. When we are organizing a technology enabled communication, technology enabled interactive communication, the steps that we can follow are we need to first plan. Anyhow, and you are also aware that when we are going for a teaching session, we have to prepare a lesson plan. And in lesson plan, we write all the processes which are going to take place in the classroom. We prepare well in advance this, and accordingly we carry out the classroom activity. So the same should also be replicated even if it is a technology enabled classroom, technology enabled activity. We need to plan what are things are going to happen in the classroom. Sometimes in the beginning we may talk for 10 minutes, then we will make use of some technologies. Then maybe another, at the last, we will give another 5 minutes for winding up all the sessions for again face-to-face interaction. So we need to plan. Select the technologies. If you have mentioned about any technologies, we need to select the technologies. When we select the technologies, think of all the points which we have discussed in the previous lectures, the access, the content, whether it is going to engage, give space for collaboration, all those we need to take into account. Now organize all those. If it is a, say for example, interactive whiteboard, we need to have that in the classroom. Then this has to be arranged, what all things we are going to work out on the interactive board, what the students will do. So all those need to be organized. If something is missing, say for example, a computer which is connected to the, or if there is some problem in working with the computers, if it is not properly functioning, all those need to be corrected. So organize, at the organized stage, all these things happen. Then you finally go for executing your technology enabled communication. In general, we can say the steps we need to consider, keep in mind when we are organizing a technology mediated communication or technology mediated interactive communication. When we talk about managing technology mediated teaching sessions, some factors also we need to be aware about. The first is availability and access to technology. The second is instructional design. The third is time available. We'll talk about the first point, availability and access to technology. And we have discussed in one of the previous lectures about the availability and access to technology. Say for example, I have prepared a video program my students, a video lecture on any of the topics which I am teaching. It's not sure that this will work with all the digital devices, because I might have prepared this video program with a particular software. If it is not available at the other end, then this will not work properly. There are ways which we can use to make it working, but it's always good to have matching softwares at both the ends so that there won't be any issues. Availability is also very important, and we are also very much aware about the digital divide. Even though at the organized session or teacher side, if you have the technologies, it may not be the case with the student side. There are students who do not have access to, or these technologies are available with some students. So this also creates issues. So if you are thinking about managing technology mediated teaching sessions, this point is very important. Make sure that it is available at the student's end. When we talk about technologies, it includes the digital devices such as computer, tablet, radio, mobile phones, LCD projectors, smart boards, so on and so forth. So if you are planning any session, or if you are using any technology which is there in teacher's mobile phone, this may not be sometimes not the case with the students. They may not be having sometimes mobile phones having these facilities which are there in the teacher's mobile phone. So technologies, when we talk about availability and access, we need to be aware about the different technologies which are available and which can be accessed by the students. Second is about the different softwares, short messaging services, websites, social media platforms, digital resource repositories, audio video conferencing, podcast, all those. If you are planning to use any of these technologies, make sure that it is accessible to the students also. So that is about the, what we say, availability and access. So whenever a teacher is planning for a technology mediated interactive communication, make sure that it is accessible and available. Second is instructional design. Very important point, instructional design. When we talk about instructional design, I would also like to give a small or a brief definition for instructional design. See, this is a systematic process that is employed to develop education and training programs in a consistent and reliable fashion. Let me make it very simple. See, whatever we are teaching in the classroom or whenever we are engaging with the students in a teaching learning process, it is nothing but we are giving instructions. So the instructions that we are going to deliver in the classroom has to be designed first. Just like building a house, whenever we are going to construct a house, we need to have a design of that house. From there, the house construction starts. So it is just similar to that. So prepare your design first. Let me also give an example from the teaching learning, what we say, or classroom point of view. If you are planning to develop a video program, you should have a design for that. If you are developing a cartoon, animation, a audio program, we should have a design for that. It's not just like if there is a chapter and if there are some 10 to 12 concepts in a chapter, it's always not necessary to prepare video program for all the topics. We have to identify which technology is suitable for that particular concept. And accordingly, we should prepare, the teacher should prepare a design for that. If you are talking about the instructional design, then there are many popular instructional design models. Say for example, ADDIE model, which is nothing but, this is the acronym of analysis, design, development, implementation and evaluation. See the beauty, when we are planning, if it is a video program, we need to analyze the situation, whether it is actually required for that particular topic or whether it will be suitable for my students. Analysis, you analyze all the factors which are related to that particular video program. Then you go for design. So then we have made it sure that this video program will work for my students. Then you prepare a plan for the design, what all things you should speak in the beginning, at the middle portion and at the end. How you can make the students interactive. All those you should design. Then you develop, make use of softwares. You can also go to specialized people for developing video programs. Then once it is ready, you give to your students implementation. After implementation, you can do a small, maybe a survey kind of activity, or you can have a verbal kind of a checking also. Just to take feedback of your students, whether it was working well, whether it is, this video program is really helping them to develop, understand the concept that you are going to teach, which is discussed in the video program. So all those need to be done. ADDIE model, very famous. Assure model is there. ARCS model is there. Gagner's 9 events of instruction. All those are instructional design models. So friends, this list is not complete. You have many other models also. I have just pointed out some of the popular models. So let me again focus on this point. It's not just like preparing any video program or audio program. Even this is the case with the discussion forum also. If you want to make use of the discussion forum technology, make sure that this will really help you to achieve your objective. Now I will be talking little more about the Gagner's 9 events of instruction. He is talking about 9 points which we need to take care of, which we need to keep in mind if you are developing any technology enabled teaching learning resource. See, gain attention of the students. The first point is not just like preparing a audio video program and giving to the students through YouTube. And we are also very much aware that some YouTube videos we rarely give attention because this is not attracting the audience. Make sure that the video programs, if you are developing, it is taking the attention of your learners. Very important. Inform students of the objectives. If you are teaching anything, inform them this is the objective of this particular class. Now stimulate recall of prior learning. You bring the students to your teaching learning activities. Before that, you make sure that you check their prior knowledge or prior experiences. Then present the content. You should also then give learning guidance. Then if there is something to practice, in the classroom, give space for that, take their feedbacks, then assess the performance of the learners, then enhance retention and transfer. So at the end, the students will develop the qualities and they will also develop the knowledge and skills which is required, which the teacher was thinking of when transferring this subject, when teaching this topic. It can be through face to face or any technology medium. And once they achieve the knowledge or skills, this is later transferred to different places. So we need to keep in mind the Gagner's 9 events of instruction also when we are developing any teaching learning resource which are digital in nature. Now coming to the strategies which we can use. So we have developed the digital teaching learning resources using the instructional designs. Now this will be communicated, this will be given to the students. And there are various ways, like say if it is a text material, I will be giving to the students. Then the students has to read the self-learning materials on their own. If it is an online classroom, the entire atmosphere is different. If it is a video program, the entire ambience is again different. If it is like a teleconferencing mode of classroom, where teacher is at the studio and students are different pockets of the country, then the atmosphere is different. So whenever we are getting into such interactive technology enabled communication teaching learning processes, some of the strategies which you can use are given. Strategies which we can use are discussed. We are going to discuss some of such strategies. Netiquette, whenever we are engaging in the teaching learning activities, clear about the netiquette. When we are communicating through email or if you are using WhatsApp groups, we need to be aware of the ethics that we have to follow when we are engaging in such virtual communication. We should make the digital teaching learning resource interactive, add visual elements, multimedia elements. If it is a text material or any other digital teaching learning resource, bring in the interactive elements. It can be anything like hyperlinking, linking to any other website, open educational resources, any. Feedback, you take a feedback which would also help you to reflect. It's not just like you had given a lecture through online and going back. Take the feedback of the students. This is also possible in other digital teaching learning resources. We need to know about the technologies. As a teacher, at least we should have some basic understanding. If the computer is not working properly, if any software is missing, we have to be very clear about such technologies. Then, if you are giving a lecture through online, make a comfortable learning environment. This is also should be made possible if you are making any, what we say, video lectures or any podcast. So make a comfortable environment so that it will motivate the students to listen your classrooms, your lectures, your video program, whatever digital teaching learning resource are there, whatever digital teaching learning resources that we prepare. Clear instruction must be given, because in a face-to-face classroom it is very easy. The students and teachers are meeting face-to-face in the classroom. If the instructions are not clear, the students can ask the teacher to repeat. This is not always possible in the, what we say, virtual or digital teaching learning resources. If you have prepared any video program, once it is sent to the students, they should watch it. They have to watch it. And if something is missing, it is very difficult to. So make your instructions very clear when we are engaged in the technology mediated communication. You should also give space for students to engage and work in group. They should get a space for collaborative learning, cooperative learning. So you think of the, ways that can be done. This is always possible. Say for example, I am giving a lecture through any conferencing tool. At some point, I may ask my students to, I may pose a question and ask my students to interact back. So at that point, the students has to respond to the instructor or the teacher. The next point is motivation. This has to be given definitely. Say for example, I am preparing a video program. After 10 minutes of the video program, I am asking my students to attend a small examination. Once they give clear answers, I may be giving some kind of a tokens, digital badges to my students. So this will motivate them. So you can think of digital badges, some certificate kind of thing, some mark you can give. So all those strategies we can make use of if you are using digital teaching learning resources. Now digital literacy is also very important, especially for the teachers. The students, they are now the digital natives. They have some idea about the different technologies available. If it is not up to the mark, the teachers need to guide the students, because there are various, there can have chances of misuse of technology. So the teachers should be able to identify such misuses, and proper corrective measures needs to be taken. So we need to be aware of, the teachers need to be aware of the various digital literacy skills, which include knowledge about the technologies, knowledge about application softwares, then how we will integrate the different technologies available in the teaching learning processes. All those we need to be aware of. We will talk about this in detail in later video lectures. So friends, these are some of the strategies which we can definitely as teachers use, the teachers or the instructors can use when they are engaging in the technology mediated interactive communication. So if you are able to manage your classroom by using these strategies, it is going to be really wonderful. With this, we are going to wind up this video lecture. We have talked about the different ways of managing the different strategies which we can use for managing the interactive mediated communications. Thank you.